Hello. Oh, I've got to tell her to speak. Okay, good. Hello and welcome. Today we're talking about emotional masks. As I quoted Gloria Steinem, the truth will set you free, but first it will piss you off. And that might be what happens today with my video. An emotional mask is a personality layer that you developed to survive your environment. We've all done it. Masks were unconsciously created from your experiences and donned as a coping mechanism to protect you from what you perceived as a hostile environment. Hi, I'm Linda Babulic, if you don't know who I am, and I'm dedicated to sharing wisdom teachings to bring more zest to you. So please ground your energy. This session's a little bit maybe challenging for some of you, and I hope it's really helpful for you. That's really my intent. So put your feet firmly on the ground, take a couple of deep breaths. Masks become a heavy coat of armor. And even though they keep you safe, comes a point where they start to rub and chafe against your authentic, zesty, power-filled woman. You know, masks are easily recognizable because they're painful stories that are repeated over and over again, and eventually you believe them. And this protective behavior remains as a habit long after you've consciously forgotten where and how it all started. And I'm going to tell you a personal story in a minute. You recognize the mask that you wear because all masks feel bad. They carry that heavy negative energy and sad stories from the past. So here are some examples of masks and stories we tell. The I was adopted mask, the I grew up poor mask, the I'm too busy mask, the I don't have any money masks, the I'm sweet mask. So the mask dance is when you tell, and this is in my book on page 110. The mask dance is when you tell a story with any of these labels, you are putting on a different mask and you're engaging in the mask dance. You run into someone who hurt you and those feelings well up inside of you. So if you had a pattern of being sarcastic with this person, your old pattern of sarcasm comes back up, even though that's not the way you behave now. Remember I said about even if you're in Dharma, you could be repeating karmic patterns. This would be one of them. And this is what triggers it up. So if you encounter a former partner or a spouse, you may wear any number of the masks. They come right back up over you. Shame, blame, compliance, sweetness. Masks are that heavy, negative, fearful blocks. They clog the energy flow. Have you ever heard of any of these lines? That's the way I am. I was born this way. I'm not a morning person. This rigid, dogmatic thinking is mistaking your masks for your authentic self. Now, don't make the mistake because it is a mask, meaning it's not your authentic self, does not mean it's not real. It is as real as the mask that the raccoon wears, and so do several other animals. Your masks are real. How you deal with them is up to you. The raccoon can't get rid of its masks. Masks communicate what you believe about yourself and or what you want others to believe about you. They hide your authentic self. And there are two sides to every mask. Let me share some with you. Yes, I have a whole box of masks. Whoops. So what you see from the inside looking out is not what others see from the outside looking at you. So let me I'll show you my mask. was done plaster Paris when I was in my shamanic studies. And you may be asking yourself at this point, what is the point of exploring the masks? Well, pain and sorrow show us the way to healing and to open the landscape of our heart to love and pleasure. And where and when it hurts, it points us to how it needs healing. And your feelings and emotions are the most powerful things you have to help navigate life, because feelings, thoughts, beliefs, all of that can change. And when you see this, you'll see this is not the person that I am now. This was about 2004. Maybe I was in second or third year of shamanic studies, second year, I think. 2003 was the Vision Quest. 2004 was my second year in the lodge. So it's a time to remove these masks, because keeping masks take a lot of energy. And if you continue to live an inauthentic life, you'll be unhappy, sad, and unfulfilled. You may even get sick or develop an illness. Now, keep in mind, this was almost 20 years ago, but you can still see the nose. That's my nose. That's my nose. That's my nose, molded to my face. So let's just do a brief description of what I was projecting out into the world. Oh, look at that perfect eyebrows. In fact, I'm going to get my brows. I'm going to get my brows done today, because it's very important to have my brows done. You can see that perfectionist is there. And so certainly opened up to the third eye. I have some orange in the background here, some pink. I have this spark of energy. I have the birch bark because I love nature and birch trees are my fave. I have the feather because I really relate a lot to the birds. And I love the blue sky. So I painted these all. I was in a bit of a trance. We do some drumming. You go deep inside of yourself. You say, okay, what do I project out there? And look at this. Look at this glory. This is sandpaper. I had sandpaper for hair because I wanted to project, I'm ruthless. You don't mess with me. I never bring a knife to a gunfight. And I had a whole litany of those nasty things I could say to you at the drop of a hat, because I didn't want to be hurt. It's the mask to protect myself. And as long as I hit you first, you're not going to hit me. And if you hit me first, I hit back. A lot of pain, a lot of anger, a lot of life experiences that brought me to this mask to protect myself. Now, on the inside of the mask, an entirely different story. Look at that. So what's this? This is, oh, I'm so clever. I can hide. You can't see me. Look, I'm running all around. I'm running all around and you can't find me. You can't see me. And then the spiral of descent into pain and suffering and depression. And then eventually the same spiral up to the light, to the greater good. And here's me in my house. My house is very important to me. And at the time that I built this mask, I was living in a house. We had a wooden house in the forest on 8 acres. And even so, I've been talking about renovating my kitchen. So, I love my home and I love to make a beautiful home because I'm very fond of beauty and comfort, big on comfort. So when you see that, and then here I am, you see the little palm tree and the grass? I'm hiding. So nobody could really know who I was. And somebody said, Linda, it's time for you to come out of that shamanic hiding place, because that's the real you. When you're sharing these ancient teachings that in your cells you've had for a very long time. But it was like, I'm here, I'm not here. Well, now I'm here and I'm here to stay. And then here I am splashing in the water of emotions. Oh, emotions, all sort of hard when it's smeared here. There, this way. Emotions, that's what water represents there we go. The emotions. very fluid, and again, very emotional. My emotions were all over the place, from dead quiet, giggling and happy to crying to, if you startled me, I would burst into tears. So being able to understand my emotions and to wash away the pain that I had gone through. So that's the inside. So what you are on the inside is very different than what you project on the outside. But beautiful gold hair, you know, my hair is important to me. The beautiful outside, not the same as what's going on in the inside. And there comes a time when you want to remove those masks, because you know how much work that is, how much energy it takes to keep that up. And I didn't want to be sad and unfulfilled. I'd already been sick for 3 years and I was better now, and I wanted to keep it that way. And the only way I could do that was to find my authentic self, to release those masks. And the process of removing masks, it helps us to examine beliefs and to undo many of the stories that are created through life experiences. It also helps to avoid creating unnecessary new masks. So you can change your beliefs, your thoughts, and your life. And masks change as you change what you believe. It starts with those beliefs, doesn't it? For example, I carried an emotional mask about my mother's death. My mother died when I was 17 years old. She was 47, cancer, and it metastasized. For more than 35 years, I told myself a story and I believed it, because I told it so often to myself, that my mother had abandoned me. I never told anybody else that, just inside my head. And then in 2005, so my mother died in 1967, 2005, all those years later, my close friend died by suicide. She was bipolar. And at the memorial, somebody turned to me and said, she abandoned us. And just at that moment, I had so much clarity. My response was, no, she didn't abandon us. She died. And he must have wondered what was going on with me, because my energy changed. Because in that instant, I realized my mother didn't abandon me. She simply died. And for more than 35 years, I carried that hurt and the pain of being abandoned. Really. Oh, those stories. Yeah, we're a good story maker-uppers, even if we don't tell the story. Suddenly that burden was lifted. And I know that sounds simple, but was one of those huge insights. And I understood that my friend didn't abandon me. Neither did my mother. Newsflash, it wasn't all about me. It wasn't about me at all. And this was my greatest mask. So it was built by me and based on the story I believed to be true. That's where I was when I did this. I was wearing that mask. Ah, feels good to be gone out of that. So the first tip is to be aware of the experiences that created your beliefs, that maintain your masks and affected your behavior. You want to uncover your limiting beliefs, the beliefs that don't serve you, and transform them to work in your favor. Then the masks that are hiding your beauty and your shining will dissolve. I have a great exercise to discover your greatest emotional mask. It's here in my book, but I'll send you a copy of it. I'll send you that section. If you're interested, drop me a note and I'll send it to you. It's in here, but just drop me a note. It's a great exercise for you to discover your greatest emotional masks, and then you can dissolve them and have them walk away. Yes. See, when there's a square like that, that means that's an exercise and you can download it. So I'll send you that very exercise. Just let me know that you want it. In the meantime, take a look at my other videos. Let me know what you think. Please make a comment. And let me know how you felt about this, what you think about this. Is this serving you? Because that's what I'm here for. I'm here to serve you. And thank you so much. Take care of yourself. And in the meantime, I'll be posting the next series of videos that I'll be doing for your pleasure, I hope, and your healing and your wisdom teaching. Thanks for joining me. Bye.